news comes first. This is ABC 7 Extra.
Welcome to ABC 7 Extra Sunday. Good evening, everyone. I'm Mark Ross. There is a lot going on with the El Paso Independent School District, from plans to sunset campuses to declining enrollment to a recently approved budget and tax rate. While we had hoped to have Superintendent Diana Saavedra on tonight's program, we do have three members of her team here to provide us with some answers. Joining me tonight are Maribel Macias. She is the Chief of Organizational Transformation and Equity. Martha Aguirre, the Chief Financial Officer, and S.B. Pearson, the Chief Operations Officer with the district. Thank you all so much for coming in tonight. Mr. Pearson, let me start with you. Recently, the Texas Education Agency released preliminary ratings for school districts. Now, even though a Travis County district judge blocked the release, EPISD received a preliminary grade of C, which is down from the 2021-22 school year. That was the last time that TEA sent out grades. How is the district responding to the lower grade?
Well, Mark, if you don't mind, I'm going to volley that over to my partner, Maribel.
All right.
And allow her an opportunity. She's an expert on that.
Okay, Maribel.
Thank you. In education, anytime we receive a rating, it's an opportunity for us to continue to improve. So we're not happy with that rating, but we know that we have systems. As Ms. Saavedra came on board, we started with high quality instructional materials, our strategic staffing. So everything that we're doing to set our foundation, we're looking at continuing to improve. So for example, we did strategic staffing with Canyon Hills. We're very proud of our Canyon Hills community. They went from our lowest ranked middle school within our EPISD to our third highest. So we know that the systems are working. We have to stay the course, and it's important that we're always planning for the future.
So those systems then will be extended to the other schools in the district?
Correct. That's what we're doing with DDR. We're looking at our facilities, we're looking at our programming, and we're looking at our infrastructure. Closures are a part of that, but we're looking at the entire system. So yes, we are looking at expanding our strategic staffing to other campuses within our district.
Okay. Now, Ms. Aguirre, like many other districts in our area, EPISD facing a budget deficit due to declining enrollment. Now, that deficit is around $18.5 million. Am I correct on that amount?
That's correct.
Okay. So if we take a look at the graphic that's coming up here on the screen, this is a graphic created by El Paso Matters with data from the Texas Education Agency. Now, your district's enrollment has declined by some 12,000 students between 2013 and 2023. That said, the EPISD board approved a tax rate last week, which means every property owner in the district will pay more in school taxes, as much as $119 on property with an average value of $250,000. That's according to the statement that you gave during that meeting. What do you say to a property owner in the district when they say, why is this happening?
Well, I'll start by stating that, you know, our goal and we understanding our families and the challenges that we're facing across not just El Paso ISD, but the region. We do prioritize and remain committed to ensuring that the taxes that are imposed by the El Paso Independent School District are consistent, but also very, oh my goodness, just as low as we can possibly do along, as you may or may not know, our Texas Education Agency supports or pretty much sets guidance on how we and what levels of tax we would be imposing on our taxpayers. However, with all those things in mind, I think it's important for us to keep in mind that the property values went up by 11% for our area, and so the increase is really based on the property valuations and not necessarily the tax rate that we set. Our tax rate actually reduced by 5 cents. And so although there's savings based on our district tax rate, the other 5 entities that tax our EPISD families combined and then the property values is what creates that 119.
So now the budget shortfall, does this mean that employees in the district will not be getting a raise?
That is correct. We adopted a budget without a compensation increase. However, we did adopt language in that budget to give us the opportunity that if we were to identify savings or additional funding that might come our way, that the board has that option to consider an increase or a one-time payment of sorts throughout the year if we can available.
Okay, so what do you say to the district's employees when they're saying, well, we were hoping to get a raise this year?
Yes.
What do you say to them?
Well, we first and foremost, because we are committed to our employees and their well-being. There are other areas in compensation benefits that also play an important part in the take-home pay, if so to speak. So when you look at health insurance, the district has covered all the increases on the district level. So employees have not seen increase to their health care rates. That could definitely impact take-home pay negatively with those increases. So as we did not give an increase, but we also are holding the line on health care costs for our employees so that they're not negatively impacted. We also ensured that, and assure them that if we have that opportunity, we will come back with some type of compensation for them.
And Mark, if I might add to that, we don't want the story to be about what we're doing to our taxpayers with the tax rate. It's about what we're doing for the kids of El Paso Independent School District. The idea of any tax increase or anything like that, we're being good stewards of the taxpayers' dollars. Martha and her team have done a wonderful job of balancing the books and doing what we can to make sure that we stay afloat. It's about providing a wonderful educational opportunity for our kids and remaining competitive in Texas public education, and that's what we're committed to. We're committed to making sure that we offer first-rate education to all of our students.
All right, my next question is for you.
Yes, sir.
It's been reported that the district wants to bring a bond election to voters next November 2025. Now, the bond would be used to upgrade heating and cooling systems throughout the district, possibly pay for upgrades or construction of new consolidated school campuses. So given that the voters in the district will be paying up to $119 in new school taxes, how are you going to convince the voters to approve this bond?
Well, as you know, and you guys are acutely aware, El Paso ISD is 140 years old. So the biggest challenge we have is faced with aging facilities. And so, and I do want to go on record and say that our board has not called for a bond yet. And so we're just in the idea of the planning processes. That's a part of our destination district redesign that Ms. Matterville spoke about a minute ago. The idea is that right now, with the decrease or the shortfall in budget funding, we just don't have enough capital improvement dollars to keep up with aging facilities. And we've done a facilities condition report about 2 years ago that gave us a snapshot of how we can address some of the things that happen in our facilities. And due to the lack of funding, due to the lack of available resources, the only way that we can address a lot of this from a holistic approach is through a bond referendum. And so we're actually in some of the planning stages of that now. We're having those communications internally. We're having some of that conversation in our DDR, but we haven't taken that to the board yet for consideration.
Now, I know there is a local group, an environmental group called Amanecer People's Project. They began a push back in June to have the district upgrade the HVAC system in all of the schools. Is that the talk about a bond, is that kind of in response to their push for a better heating and cooling system for the schools? No,
sir. Most of that conversation is a response to the Inflation Reduction Act that was presented about a year ago at this point. And so I believe that the contention is just simply making sure that we as a school district are expiring all of our resources, basically turning over every rock that we can to find additional funding to support our HVAC system. I do want to make another point that I think that's, we don't want to get away from us. The biggest part of our critical facilities, or our facilities that are in poor condition, is not just about the HVAC system. We do still have 13 campuses that are 100% evapor-cooled, or comfortably affectionately known as swamp coolers, but we do have at least 28 more campuses that have some combination of evapor-cooled and refrigerated air. And then there's our newer campuses that are 100% refrigerated air. It's not just about that. It's a holistic approach to provide a 21st century learning environment for our students. It's about high quality seats in our classroom with flexible furniture. It's about improving our instructional technology. It's about improving our technology infrastructure. It's about improving our safety. So the idea of a bond referendum is not just to holistically approach HVAC. I always say that we're in the summertime, so it's hot right now, and so that's the priority on our list, and it is. We're going to address it. We would like to be made whole as it relates to refrigerated air, but we have a lot of other challenges that we have to face as well, and we want to make sure that we're looking at this from a holistic approach.
When we return, we'll take a closer look at the El Paso School District's plan to close and consolidate schools. It's what they're calling the Destination District Redesign. Stay with us. You're watching ABC 7 Extra Sunday.